I've got a question for you guys. If you could reach financial independence early, say at the age of 40 or 50, and you had children, would you retire early? That is the question for this video. Would you retire early if you had children? Now, I've been contemplating this ever since I've probably been about 40 years old. All right, I've been fairly successful in my career and in my investing career. And, you know, I'm starting to get that feeling of, hey, maybe I can retire early, okay? And I've been pondering this from time to time, and I'm sure that many people in my position, fortunately, if they've been successful in their career and investing, they think about this too. You know, they think about maybe they could retire at 50 and gain tons of time back with their families and loved ones and be able to do what it is they want to do, you know, in their lives, because we've only got so much time on this planet, and you know, we want to make it worthwhile. And I'm in that position as well. And I think about all the time my huge Tesla position that I've got, you know, around 300 to 400,000. It varies from day to day. And I think about that investment. I'm like, well, if that 10X's, then maybe I can retire. Okay. If it 10X's, then I'll be sitting on, you know, $3.1 million or something like that. And I think about that all the time. It's always in the back of my head. And I'm like, man, maybe I can retire early at 50, right? So I've been thinking about this from time to time. And this last week, it hit me. I can't retire early. Are you kidding me? There is no way I can retire early. Ever since I've been doing this channel and talking about generational wealth, are you kidding me? There's no way I could retire, no matter how much money I make. Because when you look at things from an inflation perspective, our children, they have to weather this storm of the average house price being $400,000. And by the time my children, who are 10 and 7, are ready to buy a house and start a family, that price could be $500,000. 500 grand. So there is no way that I can stop working, because I have to keep my value that I bring to society moving forward for them, okay? The value I bring, I don't know if my children or my grandchildren will be able to bring the type of value I'm bringing to this world. So it got me thinking. It was like this week and last week, like, no, I can't stop working. I have got to keep hustling. I've got to keep working hard to build as much liquidity and wealth for my children and my grandchildren, because I care about them. I love them. I want to push generational wealth. You know, I've talked about generational wealth from how you raise children, but there is a financial aspect to it. Okay, there really is. And it's something I've been contemplating, and I'm realizing that no, I can't retire early. Again, even if Tesla 10X from here, I still wouldn't retire early. I would just try to bank as much cash as I can for the next 10 to 20 years until, you know, I can't do the work anymore, whether it's physical or mental, whatever it is. But if I'm perfectly able, I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep working as much as I can. I mean, I hate to trade my time for money, but that's where the money is. And that's where, you know, I want my children to be successful. I want them to be able to raise a family and have a household so that they can have children as well. You know, the reason I kind of thought about this video was I caught this other YouTuber. Her name is Anita Kinoshita or something like that. I'll put it in the description below. Sorry if I botched that name, but her @ symbol is the retired millennial. Okay, the retired millennial is her like @ symbol for the YouTube channel, and she's got like 3 videos now, and man, she got like 27,000 views on the first one and 13,000 on the second one, and they're really good. It's about personal finance. And this millennial, she's a software developer like myself, and she was saving $5,000 a month into retirement plan. She told her whole story, and she did this for like 4 years or something like that. I think she's got around $400,000, give or take 100K or whatever. I don't know what her debts are. You know, she didn't go into all those details, but she said in the video, it's not a criticism to her, but it got me thinking. She said, I want to retire when I'm 40. I'll be financially independent when I'm 40 and most likely retire. And I thought to myself, after contemplating early retirement, and she mentioned she wanted to have children. And after I was thinking about this, I was like, no, you don't want to do that. You know, Anita, if you watch this channel, I'm going to mention you in the description. If you watch this video, don't retire if you plan on having children. Okay, again, because you don't know what type of value they're going to be able to bring. You don't know how AI is going to affect their well-being. I'm telling you, make as much money as you can. You are a software developer. You are making bank if you're still doing that. Obviously, your YouTube channel looks like it probably will blow up, so maybe you can retire. But for many of us, our YouTube channels aren't going to blow up. We can't make a living on it. And to be honest, even at 27,000 views on a per video basis, it's going to still be hard to make a living on YouTube. So I'm going to give you some advice. Keep working, especially if you plan on having children. Okay, I know your time is valuable. I know no one wants to work for time, but man, you want to bootstrap your children as much as you can, because you'll see, I don't know if you have children yet or not, but you'll see, you're going to cherish them like no tomorrow. You want the best for them, you know? And I know many people out there, if they're in that position, hopefully you're going to want the best for your children too, you know? Now, obviously, I have younger children, so I don't know what it's like to have a 20-year-old or a 30-year-old. You know, some children, they're able to be successful, get that, you know, maybe a high-end degree, or maybe they're successful in business, and guess what? They're off on their own. They're able to make an income, and you feel better about it, and then maybe you can retire. You know, maybe when my children are, let's say, you know, between 20 and 25, I'll be, I don't know what I'll be, 55. You know, if I feel that both of my children are well off, they've got great incomes, you know, they've built a household and all that, then maybe I could retire at 55, right? Maybe Tesla will 10X, I'll have my $3 million and I can retire at 55, right? Those are my dreams, but I'm not counting on it, to be honest. I'm not counting on it because our world is just hyperinflating, unfortunately. I know inflation's down, but I don't anticipate it staying down for very long. The housing market, you know, we're not building more land. Well, here and there we are. This is some more land here. But this whole field here will be full of houses. And these houses will be probably starting at $700,000, $800,000. And these houses that they're building are not McMansions. They're like 3-bedroom, 2 baths. They're like 700K. I mean, granted, they're sitting on like 2 acres a piece, between 2 and 5 acres out in this field, but it's just going to get worse, you know, as far as inflation goes. Our government's still not chopping down all the spending they're doing. You know, the DOGE initiative, it sounds to me like it's kind of like half failed in a sense. Maybe they save $100 billion or $200 billion, and everyone got their panties all jumbled up over, you know, that saving of money. But you know, at the end of the day, I think that the governments will still print and we will have inflation. That is why I don't think you can retire. I think you need to think twice if you have children and are planning on retiring, let alone grandchildren, right? If you're fortunate enough to where your children can be semi-successful and raise a household and a family, guess what? If you got grandchildren, man, and you provide value, keep it up. You know, if it's not too harsh on your body or your mind and you can still find that time with your family, keep it up, because man, if you can pass down that wealth to your grandchildren, you'll set them up for success too. And then maybe guess what? They'll have children. You'll have great grandchildren. That's what it is. I couldn't remember how that goes. But anyways, those are my thoughts right now. I'm 45. Coming up on 50, and I'm like, man, can I retire early at 50? The answer is no. The answer is no, and I'm not planning on it. So let me know what you guys think. You know, are you guys thinking about this same situation? Are you fortunate enough to even be able to think about this opportunity if you're able to retire early? I hope you are. If not, you know, maybe this video is for nothing, you know, but it's something to ponder. It is an interesting problem some people have. I think that, you know, that girl I mentioned, Anita, I think she's probably like more like on the fire path, right? That whole fire movement of retire early and all that, that's all fine and dandy, but I still think that you got to think about your children. So not saying she's not, but it's something I'm pondering myself. So I'm sure you guys are thinking the same thing maybe. So anyways, enough blabbing. I'm kind of going on and on. So let me know in the comments below what you think, and like and subscribe if you could. Take a look at my previous video, and everyone have a great day. Thanks.